Order number 1, administration of.
Next one.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Next one.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
What's your point of order, Leader Mayor?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I remember we had an adjournment motion today in the morning during the sitting. So I thought this is a continuation of that sitting, because I remember the sitting was adjourned for maybe some few hours, then we come back. Honorable Speaker, I left, yes, but I don't know, because I don't know whether we start again reading the order paper or we continue from where we left, Honorable Speaker, because that is the normal bit, Honorable Speaker. I wanted to know because...
You want to be informed by who?
The Speaker, who is the boss here?
I may not remember, but I can be assisted by members.
So that is my question, because we have started again as a new order paper. Where is it coming from? Because the order paper should be a continuation of the order paper we had in the morning. When we had one of the members from across who moved a motion to just take a leave so that we can resume the sittings, Honorable Speaker, when we have the paper from the Honorable Chair for Budget, Honorable Speaker, it was a continuation of the sitting. It was not a new sitting now. Maybe members can inform, I am not sure, but that is the position, Honorable Speaker. But it doesn't vary anything, because the intention was to make sure that we pass the ADP, which unfortunately, I don't think whether it is ready. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
So that we make progress, Honorable James Kalunda. And it's good to ask. The Gazette notice reads that there will be a special sitting of the County Assembly which shall be held on 26th on the County Assembly chambers in Water Town, Tuesday, 20th of January 2026 at 9:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. Are you answered? A special sitting is for 9:30 and 2:30. And the order paper for 9:30 and 2:30 was circulated. Two, we interrupted sessions. The committee could not conclude within 20 minutes. The House resumed, and the motion was moved. The leader of majority and the minority party seconded the motion. So one of minority parties seconded the motion. At that point, Honorable Cosmas Kaleli seconded the motion, being an assembly party from the minority, one of minority parties. And then we adjourned formally. Now we are resuming at 2:30. Yes. Thank you. The matter is, I've answered you, so that matter is rested.
No, there is some clarification. Because my worry was, what was the adjournment all about? Were we moving the sitting to a later time, or were just adjourning completely so that we get into the next order, sitting?
Okay.
That was my question. Well, my friends have reminded me.
Paper,
I left.
No, I understand. Yeah. You did not read the order paper. I understand. So I have no problem. You did not read the morning order paper. The morning order paper had no motion in it. The motion on ADP was to come today at 2:30. The business was interrupted at papers. So that today at 2:30 p.m. we'll resume from where we left at papers. Okay? So there are two order papers. If Sanjay Adams can get you a physical copy, you will pick along with us very fast. But I know you want to know the details, and you have a bigger assignment. You want things done properly. Yes, I know you're aspiring, so you are very keen on details.
I am very experienced here. That experience
Papers, Leader of the Majority Party.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Assembly. 1. Report of the Auditor General on Sultan Ahmad Sub-County Level 4 Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2025. 2. Report of the Auditor General on Kilungu Level 4 Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2025. 3. Report of the Auditor General on Matliku Level 4 Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2025. 4. The report of the Auditor General on Emali Level 4 Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2025. 5. Report of the Auditor General on Chambeke Sub-County Level 4 Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2025. 6. Report of the Auditor General on Muchambua Level 4 Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2025. 7. Report of the Auditor General on Dongoni Sub-County Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2025. 8. Report of the Auditor General on County Revenue Fund for the year ended 30th June 2025. 9. Report of the Auditor General on Receiver of Revenue Statements for the year ended 30th June 2025. 10. Report of the Auditor General on Water and Sewerage Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2025. 11. Report of the Auditor General on Boni Water and Sanitation Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2025. And the last one, 12. Report of the Auditor General on Kibwezi Sub-County Level 4 Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2025. I lay.
Honorable members, report of the Auditor General on Sultan Hamud Sub-County Level 4 Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2025. The report of the Auditor General Kilungu Level 4 Hospital. The Matiliku Level 4 Hospital for the year ended 30th June. The Mali Level 4 Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2025. Chambeke Sub-County Level 4 Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2025. Mutiambua Level 4 Hospital, the year ended 30th June 2025. Dongono Sub-County Hospital for the year ended 30th of June 2025. Count revenue, the report of the Regional Account Revenue Fund for the year ended 30th June. The receiver of revenue statement for the year ended 30th June. Report of the Auditor General on Water Sewerage Company Limited for the year ended 30th June. Report of the Auditor General on Boni Water Sanitation Company Limited, the year ended 30th June 2025, and the report of the Auditor General on the Kibwezi Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, the year ended 30th of June, stands committed to the County Public Accounts Committee to consider and respond to this House within 90 days as required. The reports of Auditor General on Water Sewerage Company and Mboni Water and Sanitation Company are referred to the Public Investment Committee but not Public Accounts Committee. Next order. Before you proceed to the next order, under papers, Chairperson, Budget and Appropriation Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to move the following paper on the table of the Assembly, the report of Budget and Appropriation Committee on consideration of the Makueni County Financial Year 2026-2027 Annual Development Plan. To Lee.
Chair Budget.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Instead of laying a paper, I will read the document to give a progress report on where we are as Budget and Appropriation Committee. Then later, when we do the public participation and all that, then we come with the amended CIDP report, which will be adopted by this House. Honorable Speaker, allow me to proceed with the observations. That is page 5.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The chair said that he'll go through a report. Can we have the report in our gadget so that at least we can understand what he's reading?
Facilitate that. Proceed. Chairperson.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Speaker. The committee acknowledges that the submitted Makueni County Financial Year 2026-2027 Annual Development Plan is well formulated. The committee made the following observations. 1, the county government was yet to settle the financial year 2023-2024 pending bills amounting to Kenya shillings 74,879,634, comprising of 15,128,049 for development and Kenya shilling 59,751,505 for recurrent. However, the details of the pending bills were not provided. The personnel emoluments expenditure projection for the financial year 2026-2027 is Kenya shillings 5,519,437,327, which is equivalent to 46% of the total expected revenue. This exceeds the 35% threshold set out in section 25(1)B of the Public Finance Management County Government Regulation 2015. Roman 3, the on-source revenue target for the financial year 2026-2027 has been set at 1,495,500,000. Yet the actual on-source revenue for financial year 2024-2025 was Kenya shillings 1,231,335,998. Further, the county government missed its on-source revenue target by Kenya shillings 240,097,325. This revenue shortfall greatly affected several development projects, stock programs. The details of the on-source revenue projection per revenue stream is not provided. 4, the county government has projected the spend of Kenya shillings 3,958,878,952 on development expenditure out of the proposed budget of Kenya shillings 11,996,602,885, representing that 3% of the total budget. However, the submitted financial year 2026-2027 county annual development plan hasn't specified the amount proposed for the development expected for each department or entity, where there are so many, that is number 5, there are so many complete, non-complete, stalled and incomplete phase projects across the county. Number 6, the county treasury didn't comply with the National Treasury Circular number 1 of 2025 dated 28th July 2025, providing guidelines for the preparation of the county annual development plan 2026-2027. The circular stated that the county annual development plan should contain sector projects with the details contained in the table below. And the table shows that it should have sub-program, project name and location, ward or sub-county or county at wide, description of activities, estimated cost of the project, source of funds of that project, time frame of that project, performance indicator, targets, status, ongoing or new, implementing urgency. That is the circular which I was talking about, which we the tabled count annual development plan did not comply with. Recommendation, Honorable Speaker, the committee recommended that the county treasury should submit to the county assembly information on the details of the unsettled pending bills and the reason for not settling the pending bills within 14 days upon approval of the county annual development plan. Further, the county treasury should ensure that the payment of pending bills is prioritized and be settled by 30th June 2026. Roman 2 or number 2, the county government should comply with the 35% threshold set out in section 35(1)B of the Public Finance Management County Government Regulation 2015 on personnel emolument. In this regard, the county government should consider filing only critical vacancies through replacement and putting in place measures to increase the county-generated revenue. 3, the county treasurer should ensure the revenue-raising strategies set out in the financial year 2025-2027 county annual development plan are fully implemented so as to achieve the OSR target. Further, the details of the on-source revenue projection per revenue stream should be provided in the amended financial year 2026-2027 county annual development plan within 14 days upon the conclusion of this joint public participation exercise on sector projects. Number 4, the county treasury should amend the submitted financial year 2026-2027 county annual development plan to reflect the details of the pending bills, on-source revenue projection per revenue stream, and the proposed expenditures per economic classification for both recurrent and development. The amended financial year 2026-2027 county annual development plan should be submitted to the county assembly within 14 days upon the conclusion of the joint public participation exercise on sector projects. Number 5, the county treasury should submit the county assembly a comprehensive report on all the complete and non-operational stalled and incomplete phase project across the county since inception of the devolution. The report should provide clear details of the plans, measures in place to ensure the projects are completed and fully operationalized. This information should be submitted to the county assembly within 14 days upon the conclusion of the joint public participation exercise on sector projects. Number 6, for proper functioning of the county assembly, the county assembly ceilings for the financial year 2026-2027 should be set at 1,069,993,038 shillings. It shall be contained in the County Allocation Revenue Act 2025 CARA 2026 for recurrent expenditure. Further, the county treasurer should consider allocating at least 125 million in the financial year 2025-2027 for the completion of incomplete county assembly development projects. 7, the county treasurer should amend the submitted 2026-2027 county annual development plan and include a schedule stock table indicating the proposed development expenditure for each department or entity within 14 days upon the conclusion of the joint public participation exercise on sector project. Number 8, the county executive and the county assembly should jointly conduct a public participation on identifying project before 6th February 2026 to comply with the National Treasury Circular referenced TNT-EP/SDEP/4/130/48 dated on 28th July 2025 that issued guidelines for the preparation of the county annual development plan 2026-2027. The circular category stated that the county annual development plan should contain costed sector projects. These sector projects should be submitted to the county assembly within 14 days upon conclusion of the joint public participation exercise on sector projects. Mr. Speaker, on the behalf of Select Committee on Budget and Appropriation Committee and pursuant to provision of the Section 126 of Public Finance Management Act, it is my pleasure and due to present the Assembly the committee's report for adoption to approve the Makueni County Financial Year 2026-2027 Annual Development Plan. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, I think that is what contains this report as I've laid.
Ezule? So you have laid the paper for adoption or for information? Chair Budget. You have presented the paper for adoption or for information?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. If we are going to vote, it is for adoption. If we are not going to vote, it is for information. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
How do you vote under papers? We don't vote under papers, we vote under motion. So we are in the order number 5, papers.
Honorable Speaker, I've read it as it is, and I've laid the paper for adoption.
Honorable Speaker, this is a house of order and procedures. And I expected under papers, you have to call the next order, you give a notice, then under motions, he discussed what he was discussed, because I was surprised. And we have our order paper, Honorable Speaker, very well stated, the orders. And also, these are special sitting, Honorable Speaker, gazetted. And the public is watching what we are doing. So I don't know what he was doing. I'm confused, Honorable Speaker. You need to guide this house, because I don't know what he was reading under papers. He was about to call someone to second under papers. Thank you.
Chair, budget. I ask you a question. We are under papers, and what you are reading is. No. I'm not asking you about that, Chair. You read that you are reading for adoption under papers. You don't vote under papers. You have said it's a progress, and the progress, you can, for us to adopt, it means we have to go to debate and vote under papers. No vote is taken under papers. Is that what your report reads? What your paper reads? If you're presenting a paper to members, you're presenting a paper for information of members, not for adoption.
Okay, Honorable Speaker, even I should not have read at that point, but I've laid the paper.
Then can you
And
for
we
record,
wait for
can
the
you
motion.
then,
We wait for
retract
the
and
motion so
substitute?
that
So can
I
you?
withdraw all my readings
No, just a minute. Chair.
and I lay the paper, Honorable Speaker, so that under motion, I can proceed with the.
Which motion?
If there is no motion, this paper is for, I've laid it for information, Honorable Speaker.
So I'm telling you, if you listened, would have made progress.
Yes.
If you are laying a paper for information of members, and in your reading, you are saying adoption. So you need to retract that bit where you read for adoption of the county assembly, and you substitute it for purposes of our record. You withdraw from records and now introduce that you are laying that paper for information of members. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay, Honorable Speaker, I withdraw my readings and I lay this paper for information, not for adoption, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, I'll give you an opportunity. You are the immediate. After I speak, you'll be the first one. Okay? Yes. Honorable members, if you read the order paper, give me a copy of the order paper. Honorable members, Chairperson for Budget have presented a detailed explanation on the status of the annual development plan under papers. Now, you are right, member from Bitini, that today we have a special sitting for adoption of the report of Budget and Appropriation Committee on the consideration of Makueni County Financial Year 2026 Annual Development Plan. What the chair has is not the report. And whatever report, it is not the report for adoption of ADP, because strictly speaking, what has been presented, it is not an ADP. It's a progress on ADP. Now, if we go to notices of motion, and we go to motion, the motion will read, the report of the Committee on Budget and Appropriation Consideration of Makueni County Financial Year 2025-2026-27 Annual Development Plan. Then the chair will move a motion so that we approve the ADP. Do we have that ADP? No. So what the chair has done, the report that he has, with the detail that he explained and later has been expounded, can only be exposed or discussed under papers, where he has laid a detailed document on the progress from the start up to where we are on ADP, and being committee's paper, it has the recommendations on what should be done, including when the next cycle of PP to address the issues raised should be done, so that doesn't overlap with the county fiscal strategy paper. Now, we are here for an ADP, but unfortunately, there is no report on ADP conclusively for approval or disapproval of our ADP. What we have is why we don't have a report on why we don't have an ADP and what should be done, which can only be canvassed under papers. Are we together now? Now, if there are issues that you're going to raise, then should be around the report as presented, which is an interim report of the committee on the status and what the chair has indicated and the detail in that report and comment, if any, in support or against it, but we can't vote on it. Then strictly it means that then therefore, from the documents I have, there is no notice of a motion because the paper laid is an interim report, is not a substantive report. So we will not progress to notices of motion because the report he has presented is not a substantive motion. is a report to file and take stock of where we are as at today. Emali, then there is Kalawa, there is Bitini, and Honorable Elizabeth. In the order in which you had requested to speak. Honorable Elizabeth.
Honorable Speaker, I do not disagree with the contents of the report as shared by the chair budget. There are issues that need to be addressed through the ADP, but Honorable Speaker, I am much more concerned about the procedure because that report has recommendations. And the recommendations have just been tabled here for members to have information. So how is the ECM expected to implement the said recommendations when we have not taken a vote on the same? So Honorable Speaker, it would have been my wish that the chair should have moved a motion, but on this occasion, it should not have carried the word we approve. You should have, these are simply notes. We note the report of the Committee on Budget on the recommendations of the ADP. So that now, even when the report is forwarded to the ECM, there's some weight in it that the House noted these issues and they voted and they gave recommendations that were carried by this House. Some of us may stand and distance ourselves from that report because we have not participated or partaken into its voting. So we can still say those are recommendations of the Committee on Budget and the House is not involved because we have not noted as a House from where we sit. So we need to have a way in which this House notes either through a vote or whichever way so that we have a majority vote by the House so that the House is part of that recommendation. As it is, it's a report of the Committee on Budget, not the House. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Meshak Dambuki Kali.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with your permission, allow me to say this because I think it is very critical to this House. Mr. Speaker, one of the reasons to why that the County Assembly of Makueni went ahead and gazetted a special sitting that the members can come to this House was actually to have a business that is NDP. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, when the chair has read the recommendations for members to note, it is very important, Mr. Speaker, that the Committee on Budget, when they sat down and went through the policies and also the items that were to look at, Mr. Speaker, they were not able to come out with a clear ADP that we can say members are able to adopt. One of the recommendations, Mr. Speaker, when you look at Roman number 8, as part of the recommendation, Mr. Speaker, it is that the House should actually conduct a joint activity with the executive to ensure that the activities that are captured, they reflect what is actually from the executive, and the members are able to agree. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, as part of the recommendation is that within 14 days, we need to have a report to this House. When you look at above, Mr. Speaker, on the sum of the recommendations that we have the pending bills that the Committee on the Budget need to give a report on that. Number two, Mr. Speaker, we have a report that should reflect projects that are complete and the projects that are not complete. That tells us what, Mr. Speaker? When we are conducting that exercise to know the projects to be carried out in the financial year 26-27, then you find that some that the community thinks is a priority cannot be implemented because we have some projects that are not complete. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, that is a report that should be brought to this House, and it should be very clear. Mr. Speaker, when we are developing this NDP for this coming financial year, we need to understand very clear. When we are talking about strategies to raise the revenue, the on-source revenue, then that should be very clear so that, Mr. Speaker, as we engage the community when it comes to PP, then we are able to say, these are the projected projects that need to be done in this financial year. But where are we getting the resources to finance that? As part of the budget, these are the strategies. So that as we come to the House, Mr. Speaker, we are able to table a report that actually goes together with the projects that need to be implemented, the projects that are there in the previous financial year that are complete, others are not complete. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, because I tend to understand the Budget Committee has tabled this report for members to note that there are gaps that need to be looked at. And when those gaps are there, Mr. Speaker, then it means what? We can proceed ahead, but what you are going to table does not reflect what members need to see and the priority as per the community. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, it is very important that before we take any further step, it is important for this House also to have a duty and also an exercise to do as part of the recommendation, so that as we table the report, we are able to know what is in the report, the steps that we have taken together with the executive, what we have agreed together with the community. Because as you understand, Mr. Speaker, even the way the public participation was conducted by the executive did not start from the cluster level. In fact, they went at the top brim of the wards, whereby they met a few people at the ward level. But does that represent the priorities from the lower levels? So when we are talking about PP, it's a process that needs to start from the cluster all the way to the ward level. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, as they have conducted that, I can say they have done it, but there is also a gap that needs to be addressed. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, it's my call that we as a House, we move together, and with the executive, we need to agree on that. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Members, on the issue raised by Honorable Muthike, on 5th of January 2026, the committee wrote to the executive committee member and raised a number of issues to be addressed. And the same issues that are in the recommendations were addressed to the executive committee member for address. Now, it's practice that if these issues are not resolved, then there are going to be no consideration to the satisfaction of the committee. Now, this letter is limited to between the committee and member. What the chairperson has gone ahead and expounded on the progress up to us at today, for whatever reasons. But remember, in the morning, he tried to do so by way of a word, but we told him that he has to present a detailed report on what he wanted to make as a progress report. That is exactly what he has done. Now, as to whether the recommendations of our committee are binding and those of us, yes, they are binding. Because our committee has made recommendations, then the executive committee members should adhere because it is on the recommendations of the committee, and members are informed that they will strike a balance on implementation of such. Because the issues are glaring and they are all recommendations within the purview of Public Finance Management Act. Honorable Mutua.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to draw your attention to the Gazette notice number 480. I want to read part of the Gazette notice. In accordance with the standing orders number 32 of the County Assembly of Makueni standing orders, the business specified in this notice shall be the only business before the County Assembly during the special sitting. I want to take you back. The business to be transacted at the specified sitting shall be consideration and approval of, number one, the annual development plan 2026. We are transacting other businesses, Honorable Speaker. We are introducing other clauses. It is not as stated by the Gazette notice. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
So, Honorable Member from Bitini, to consider an annual development plan as stated in the Gazette notice, you require a paper to be laid, a notice of motion, and the substantive motions. Now, the three that I've read are not in the Gazette notice. So to arrive at adoption of a motion, there are procedural issues to arrive at that. Where are we? We are under papers. On which agenda? ADB. So what has the chair done? Has presented a progress report for the information of the members on where we are at ADP. Now, is he within the papers? Yes. On the Bumutua, is within the agenda of the day, which is ADP. What he would have done if the report was ready was to say, I lay the paper, then we will proceed to notices of motion, procedural, if any, and the motion. But we are still under papers because he's trying to explain why we can't go to notices. Technically, no, there's no vote, you didn't listen. Technically, he has presented a document to justify to you using many English, if there's such a word, or a lot of English, as to why we can't go to the next order, which is notices. In other words, all that English was trying to tell you he's unable to take you to notices and the substantive motion. But he's stuck at papers. That is why he has introduced a lot of English. In many words, to say that he has no paper for consideration. However, he has endeavored to explain into detail why that paper is not ready. Honorable Cosmas Mutunga Kaleli.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to react on the sentiment on the chair budget. Although at some point he withdrew, maybe I will react to what he said before he withdrew. What is being referred as the progress report, Honorable Speaker. One, it is true today we will not have the approval of the ADP because there is no report from the Committee on Budget. Honorable Speaker, at some time now, I think we are taking lightly what we are mandated to do. Because it's just what Honorable Ben has said, we had a Gazette notice. We knew the business of the day. Even before arriving to the gazettement of the special sitting, the business or the budget committee could have communicated to the chair, the speaker, that we have no report. Because this shows how foolish we are to come gazette a special sitting to deliberate nothing. Because we have no report. That's number one. Number two, Honorable Speaker, I am getting some doubt with the person in charge of our treasury. Why is it that she wants to sneak a business to us without the people's approval? Because an NDP must be aligned itself with the CIDP. That NDP, Honorable Speaker, must have programs and projects which are clearly listed and should have originated from the people, from a public participation exercise. Why are we being brought a document which is sneaked behind our backs? Because what I'm reading from the budget committee and what they were not able to say in the morning is that they are being forced by the head of the treasury to bring to the assembly to approve something that has no mandate of the people. The Speaker, when we go, number one, to the review of the previous projects, Honorable Speaker. One, there are stalled projects. When I went through the document the budget committee had, there is no provision on how we will deal with the stalled projects. There is no budget provision for that, even before we come to the ceilings. Because I understand, based on the procedure they want to have the ADP, then we will have little to do during the budget estimate, Honorable Speaker. Two, Honorable Speaker, financing the estimates. Because the budget, we had over projections. We projected a revenue that we cannot raise. Because out of the 1.2 billion shillings that the Treasury reported to us, we realized that only about 750 million was just what was revenue at our hospital facilities and what has already been utilized in the facilities. Rather, it has been factored in the estimates as source of revenue to fund projects. Honorable Speaker, these are serious matters that will need ample time for members to deliberate and have a report that is approved by the general public. Number three, Honorable Speaker. We have timelines. Because as we said in the morning, the ADP should generate the county fiscal strategy paper, which must be laid in this assembly by 28th of this month. Which means we have only 1 month, and yet we don't have the ADP, which means we are working behind time, Honorable Speaker. What does that tell you? Maybe we will have a poorly planned budget because we will have to rush to meet timeframes, Honorable Speaker. These delays are purposely caused by someone who has intentions, Honorable Speaker. And it's the high time the budget committee should raise up, air out the grievances where there is no concurrence between them and the head of the Treasury, so that at the assembly we can do our mandate as mandated under the law, Honorable Speaker. Because now, when every member here rose in the morning, we had one business, very special business, which matters to the lives of the people of Makueni, passage of the ADP. Yet we didn't have a report. Honorable Speaker, surely that displays the lack of communication between our committees and our leadership. Because the leadership went up and gazetted the special sitting without the report. There is a serious problem behind what you can see, Honorable Members. We need a Kamkunchi to deliberate this matter, and someone must carry this sword, because someone must face the sword. Because that person who is letting us as an assembly down must face the sword and carry the consequences that goes ahead with it. Honorable Speaker, we were in the Committee of Finance just a minute ago. The head of Treasury had appealed a resolution of this House whereby the House had recommended that she recover 8.9 million shillings, which was misappropriated in the emergency kit, Honorable Speaker. She was forcing us to accept that misappropriation, Honorable Speaker. She implied the name of the governor in another appropriation, a vote that has no legal framework, Honorable Speaker. There are serious issues on matters of finances which calls for high of the assembly to oversight this treasury, Honorable Speaker. So, Honorable Speaker, now we can now request the Committee on Budget to fast-track these timeframes so that at least we can have a budget. Because as we see now, we are not ready for the year 2026, 2027 budget. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Malik. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me say, going by what is happening today, it seems there is some disconnect in communication, either between the chair, budget, and the clerk of the assembly, and even the Speaker of the Assembly, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm saying this because last year, this document, the annual development plan, was conveyed from the executive to this assembly. And in this assembly is where we have the Committee on Budget and Appropriation, Mr. Speaker. And if the committee found that there were issues with the NDP, we could not have proceeded to public participation, Mr. Speaker. And the office of the Speaker and the office of the clerk, led by the chair, budget, Mr. Speaker, allowed this assembly to go and do public participation. Mr. Speaker, later to come and hear that there were issues, because they are still there. And they were there even before we went to the public participation, Mr. Speaker. So what was the interest? What was the interest of the County Assembly going to do public participation on a document that doesn't contain everything? That is my question number one, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we communicate through this assembly group, Mr. Speaker, where you are there, the clerk is there, and everybody is there, honorable members, Mr. Speaker. And it was proposed that we are going to have a special city, even at the liaison level, Mr. Speaker, I was there. And the members of the liaison committee agreed that there should be cause, gazettement, for a special sitting, which is today. I'm wondering, Mr. Speaker, whether we possess different minds when we move out, and when we come in there, we have different minds, Mr. Speaker. It is like our brains oscillate to the negative and to the positive. When we are inside here, we come to the positive. When we are outside, we are at the negative side, Mr. Speaker. Because somebody listening to what is happening in this assembly can raise so many questions, Mr. Speaker. Because things are not flowing the way they are supposed to do. We were here in the morning, and many of us, I came to understand, they knew what was the problem. And instead of being told we are just completely and go to proceed with our recession, Mr. Speaker, we were told to come in the afternoon. And the committee was given 20 minutes to go, and it's only us who decided that they cannot make it. Let's go and come and do that, Mr. Speaker. What were we coming here to do? And all these issues were there. The majority of the people inside this house knew what was happening. And Mr. Speaker, we took an oath, all of us took an oath in this assembly, including you, Mr. Speaker, to work for the people of Makueni County, Mr. Speaker. And I don't think we were working for the people of Makueni. We are not liaising with the executive. Actually, we are not supporting the governor. We are trying to drive the governor toward the failing side, Mr. Speaker, because of the activities that we are doing. It is a shame. It's a shame for, I cannot understand, Mr. Speaker. We are not strangers in this. We are not new in this assembly. I am on my 8th year. You are on your 8th year, being the chair of this assembly, Mr. Speaker. And we know how things are done, Mr. Speaker. If there are issues with the executive, Mr. Speaker, if the ECM Finance is not doing the correct thing, there are procedural ways how to handle that business. But not to wait like we are ambushing each other. We are ambushing the ECM, and the ECM is ambushing the House, Mr. Speaker. We cannot work like that and say that we are working with the people of Makueni. We are supposed to harmonize how we work, because we are working with the same people. We are not competing. We are not fighting, Mr. Speaker. We are here to work. But we are not working. We are ambushing each other. The Assembly is ambushing the ECM, and the ECM is ambushing the House, which is not supposed to be the case. So, Mr. Speaker, I regret that you caused us to come here in the afternoon to do nothing. Yet everybody knew that there is nothing which we are going to do. What is the business now to discuss a progressive report which cannot be approved by this House? What are we doing, Mr. Speaker? I need to be guided because I cannot see how we are doing business. So, Mr. Speaker, I don't know who is going to apologize, whether it's the chair, or it is the speaker, or it is the clerk. Because we are in a mess because of, and even the House leadership, except the minority. Minority has no problem. We were called and we came. But the majority have the documents. And they are failing they should transfer the leadership to this side, Mr. Speaker, if it is possible, so that we can lead this assembly. But there is no problem, Mr. Speaker. We have only 18 months, 17 months, then we reform. We reform the assembly. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Francis Munyao.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm worried of two things. We've said and we have pointed out that we need to go to public participation with the executive jointly. Remember, the executive did their PP, the development committees are the projects that they gave out, the ward administrators are the projects that they gave out, the MCS do not have, Mr. Speaker. And as I sit here, I do not know what was given as projects at Sakika. So, Speaker, my worry is, supposing the executive decides for no apparent reason to incite the public against the members, and then maybe they tell them, when we are going for public participation jointly, they tell the public, the MCS want to come and amend your projects. What will happen, Mr. Speaker? We will not meet bumps and chaos. So, Speaker, we need to approach this thing with a lot of information, and again with a lot of caution, Mr. Speaker. Because if we rush, we may get into my problems. And my considered opinion, Mr. Speaker, would be this. We request over those projects which were given to the executive during the PP, Mr. Speaker. And as you sit here, Mr. Speaker, the information that I have is that the CC decided to keep them. Whatever reason, me, I don't know. So what I'm requesting is that before we go for public participation, together with the executive, Mr. Speaker, let us have that document with the projects with us, so that we can look at it, and then if we are going to review some projects, Mr. Speaker, we'll have an insight before we even go to the ground. Mr. Speaker, I have seen in one of the wards, the members decided not to give even a single road, Mr. Speaker. And considering that, Mr. Speaker, this is, we are nearing the elections period, Mr. Speaker, we are bound to meet a lot of problems. Mr. Speaker, I kindly request your chair to intervene to have that document with the committee on budget, or let it be supplied to all the members before we go for that PP, if at all we are going to go for that PP. Thank you.
Is that microphone working? Try using this microphone. I have a connection challenge here. The document laid by without record. Where is the recorder? Sanjay Adams. Where is the recorder? I directed that you should be always having a recorder on standby throughout. One of my cables, I think, has dropped out. I hope someone will fix one. But meanwhile, we can get a recorder and you speak from the recorder. Just a minute. Yes, it is member for Kalamba Ward. You are talking about schedule of projects after public participation on IDP by executive. I thought that document is in possession of the committee. Is it not? Chair, where is this document you are referring to every other time? Because your recommendations, I thought it's supposed to be attached here, reads that joined public participation to identify projects to comply with the National Treasury reference this. That was issued guidelines. The circular categorically stated that CADP should contain costed sector projects. Which are these projects that PP was conducted by executive? And we don't see the schedule. Is it here? The schedule attached?
So that is in my
Proceed.
agenda. I'm saying the list or the table of the projects was not tabled in this assembly.
Was it supplied to the committee?
And it was not supplied in this assembly.
Was it supplied to the committee?
It was not supplied to the committee.
So how did you know that there is one? Because you have mentioned it several times.
Where?
You have mentioned to me.
No, according to my writing there. What is it? Honorable Speaker, can you protect? What is the question? It's about a list of projects which was not tabled to us, which was not a table to this assembly. What else do you want me to do?
Honorable Chair, you're answering wrong questions.
Okay.
The question is,
yes,
you have indicated to me not once that when executive was conducted...
To you or to that report, Honorable Speaker?
Even to me, even outside...
We are going as per report.
Chair...
Not hearsays, my Honorable Speaker.
The chairman.
Yes.
The issue you are pointing out me at has been raised by Honorable Francis Munyao. It is common knowledge that PP was conducted. There's a schedule of projects for every ward. This is not a joking matter.
I'm not joking here, Honorable Speaker. That thing puts me in a very awkward situation. I've not received...
Now, what are you answering? I'm asking you.
Yes.
Can you wait?
I'm not joking here. I'm answering the question.
Now, can I ask, then you answer. PP was conducted by executive. They conducted PP for ADP, including projects were identified.
I don't know whether they were identified because I don't have a list of
projects were identified.
Yes.
Let us not make it a fiction. Please let us not make it a fiction. This matter has been deliberated in the Committee on Budget and Appropriation. When I talked to the clerk and he was in a budget committee with the executive committee member, I was notified that the executive committee member has introduced a schedule of projects from each ward, a schedule which was not tabled. That document was discussed at the Budget and Appropriation Committee on a formal committee which I approved.
Thank you.
Now,
And sorry.
Honorable Chair, when I ask simple information and it is not private, it's public, and you make it as if it is only valid if it has been tabled, the committee business is equivalent to assembly business, and therefore whatever you transacted was formal.
Should I say yes if I don't have a list?
I'm asking, where is it? Was
Does
it
the
submitted?
committee have the list? Because we had honorable members are here of that committee. Did they get that list? If there is no list, there is no list, and that's what I've mentioned.
Was it supplied
Should
by
I-
Waziri?
It was not supplied to us.
Did she express to it that they conducted public participation on projects?
What Waziri said, he said that there was no time because of other activities which were being done at that particular time. Even to them, to comply to the Honorable Speaker, protect me because I answer the question, because they will ask the same question. During that time, there were so many activities with the county executive committee member on the Department of Treasury, whereby they could not adhere to the circular. Therefore, they did not identify and do costing of that, of the projects. So we were not supplied with the list.
So
Unless another person was supplied with it, he can table here.
So that list was not supplied to the committee?
We are not given the
I
list.
said, and I want to put it rightly.
Yes.
So, Speaker, we said the CEC indicated that they have a schedule of projects that was given during the PP that they conducted.
Correct?
Mr. Speaker, my worry is because that schedule, we do not have either as budget committee or the House. That's what I said.
Now, Honorable Muso, while at that, now, it is common knowledge, and the members have indicated when executive was conducting PP in their wards, they went to an extent of slotting and identification of projects.
Yes.
Because you come from your ward and you know what was done. Now, what I'm hearing from Honorable Francis Munyao, Honorable Kawembe has spoken to it, and quite a number of members, that PP was done, Honorable Chair budget. In case you do not know in your ward, there are members who know what happened in their wards. Honorable Munyao, you are saying the committee was not supplied with that which happened in your ward.
Yes.
And you are worried because it took place, that is what you are saying.
Yes.
And projects were identified in Zawi, Kilili, Kalamba ward and other wards.
Yes.
You want to get to know what people said as project in ADP.
Correct.
So that as we plan the joint public participation, then you are not a stranger into that document.
Correct, Mr. Speaker.
And that document has not been supplied to you.
Sure.
Then we need that document supplied.
As
And
soon as
Waziri mentioned that during your sitting, that there were projects that were identified.
Yes, she mentioned.
Thank you very much. Maybe the chair didn't hear.
Yeah.
The other member to speak was Honorable Mania. Inform me. What is it?
Mr. Speaker, I was informing the House that we are getting more information from the chair, member of the committee, Honorable Francis, that we were about to approve an ADP which is not people's oriented. And someone will come here with a county fiscal strategy paper with information that the House didn't have. That is what we are learning from that statement, Honorable Speaker. Therefore, what am I saying? What is the intention of coming to approve no business?
Honorable, yes.
That is why, Mr. Speaker, the Budget Committee, out of our own wisdom or lack of it, decided not to proceed with the ADP as it is. Because if we did, Mr. Speaker, we would have brought here an half-baked document, and again, a document which is going actually to finish all the members completely. Mr. Speaker, looking at, or just judging from what the CC told us in that meeting, it was very clear that actually we're about to pass a document, as the member of MAD is putting it, a document which does not have the mandate of the people, because we are the people's representatives, Mr. Speaker. So we decided that we should go back to know whether actually those projects are the ones which are supposed to be implemented as a priority in those particular areas. Mr. Speaker, you'll find, for example, an area, at the headquarter level, Mr. Speaker, you may find that Ward X has been given five projects, or 2 projects or 3 projects. Ward Y, which has never benefited, does not have any project at all, Mr. Speaker. So we need that kind of equity, and this is a time to balance the projects within the wards, not another time, Mr. Speaker. If you let it go, Mr. Speaker, we'll be in problems. That's what I've been saying.
So your concern is that the document as presented to the House doesn't show projects.
Yes, and doesn't comply
But
with the
during the PP by executive, they singled and identified projects.
Correct.
So according to the citizens, they did an ADP and there were proposed projects.
Sure.
According to you as a member, here is an ADP, a very good narrative for planning, but it doesn't tell you the project as proposed.
Exactly.
So you are not on the same page with your citizens.
Exactly. They are likely to be ahead of me.
So if I will give you an opportunity, if you request seated, I will give you. I gave you. In this order is Honorable Kali, followed by seat number 3, who is number 3, and then Honorable Mwaniki and Leader of Minority. Those are the requesters. Anyone else who would wish to speak can make a request. Minority Whip.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, allow me to say that there's a matter of informing this House, Mr. Speaker, is that the Department of Finance, through the ECM, is actually misleading this House and is taking this House for a ride, Mr. Speaker, because of very clear reasons that are in this report, Mr. Speaker. Allow me, Mr. Speaker, to share just key observations that the committee came out with, Mr. Speaker. If we go together, Mr. Speaker, on a key observation number 7, that the circular stated that the CNDP should contain sector projects with the details contained in the table. Mr. Speaker, that is actually one of the key gaps. That before we table this, we need to see a table that has the details of the projects and also the costing. Mr. Speaker, when you get back into Roman number 4, there is also a very key observation that leads now to Roman number 7. However, the submitted financial year 26-27 CADP hasn't specified the amount proposed. Hasn't specified the amount proposed for development expenditure for each department in each entity. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, if there are not those specifications, Mr. Speaker, why are we here saying that the executive went ahead, did their PP, came out with the projects, and when we try to request what are those projects in the report from the Committee of Finance, those things are not attached there, Mr. Speaker. That is a serious gap, Mr. Speaker, a serious gap. Mr. Speaker, when you get into Roman number 1, you can see, before we get into ADP, Mr. Speaker, and also talk about it, and also the details about it, then there is also a serious key observation that the pending bills details were not provided. Can you see that? The pending bills details were not provided. A very key observation, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, as I read that, allow me to say this. This House cannot be taken for a ride by an ECM who wants to take the chair into circles. And that has reminded me, Mr. Speaker, when we were talking on the supplementary budget 2, I can remember how this house was mistreated by the ECM. I can as well remember again when we are talking about ADP, the same ECM is also taking this house into circles, which is not acceptable. You have heard member for Emali Molala saying this. When they met there as a committee of finance, Mr. Speaker, the ECM said that there was misappropriation of some funds, but that cannot be actually dealt at that particular point. Are we here to say that this assembly is there to cover up misappropriations? Mr. Speaker, this is very serious. If you can see those key observations and what the committee is saying, and then you reflect on what has happened there before, then you see there is actually a serious issue that needs to be addressed. So if the ECM Finance cannot actually work together with the chair as per the consultation by this House, then it's not a preferred ECM to that of a particular office. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Kali, why I am smiling? I was perusing the paper as laid by the chair, and he read. And in a letter dated 12th of January, year 2005, the committee requested, no, there's a letter dated 5th of January, the committee requested information on pending bills. 5th of January, the committee requested information on pending bills, personnel emoluments, on-source revenue, county government projected expenditure of 3.9 on development, and the non-complete and non-operational project, and about compliance with the circular. So on 12th of January, the executive committee member responded and supplied documents to the committee, the following documents: list of pending bills, personnel emoluments, on-source revenue, county government projected, including a schedule of the ward project as proposed during the ADP by citizens. And it is in this Excel sheet. Chair, just a minute. I was smiling because when I was perusing, I've established that this big document as attachment of the things that some of them are said in this report that they are not attached. No, you know, it is fair. It is fair that as you debate, you must also follow facts, okay? The schedule of ward project was supplied and referred to the committee. Order, honorable members. The ward projects we are referring and discussing to was supplied on 12th of January and referred to the committee. What do you want to read? Honorable Kali, to save time, these documents were, I further confirm, these documents were available during committee sitting 2-3 days. Hold on. 2-3 days ago, when the committee had a meeting with the executive committee, these documents were available. It was presented to the committee. So the documents were availed. Honorable members, when the response is given by executive committee member, it's applied to the clerk of the county assembly. and the clerk refers that document to the committee clerk responsible, so that when the committee meets, the documents are supplied. Honorable Muso, and the Waziri is responding to information requested by committee earlier in 12th of January, not in 12th, on 7th of January. And all that information was provided. So it will also be fair that, yes, 5th of January and responded to on 12th of January. What is it, Honorable Chalo Mumu?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I wish to inform my colleague, the Honorable Minority Whip, because he said that the chair budget and the ECM should work together. Mr. Speaker, we both have clear mandates. There's an implementer and an oversighter. So there is no way they can work together. Perhaps they can discuss and they don't have to agree because, Mr. Speaker, I want to say it and inform my very good friend that only Jesus died for all of us, but every other person must carry their own cross. I thank you.
Okay. Okay, I think what was shared, Honorable Kaleli, let's be a little bit, and this information will be supplied. What was supplied, I think, was the first part of the report. A copy of what Chair was reading as the annexures on the thing they requested from Waziri in January and reported on 12th of January. Are we together on that? Including the ward projects. They reached us on 12th and they were supplied to the committee. So we will not be fair to indicate that the executive committee member has not supplied that information to the County Assembly. Now all of us are honorable members. Yes, the speaker, yes, I will give you opportunity, I'll give you. But get my point. Members of county executive cannot represent themselves here. And it's the responsibility of the speaker to verify whether allegations leveled against a member of committee or a member of county assembly by another member is fair. Honorable Kali has indicated that on observations, there are serious documents that in this report, including pending bills, which has been read now, that they have not been supplied. That information has not been supplied. So I wanted to correct Honorable Kali, I wanted to correct for purposes of our records that the information indicated here not submitted was submitted on 12th of January. So let this blame not be pushed to the executive committee member because she can't represent herself here. That is it. Now I am finished with what I wanted to clarify. Now we have yes, I will give you an opportunity to speak. How you speak to this document, you can read it, it's not up to me. It is now before you. I was correcting on an issue where the person being referred to is not here. Have I clarified? Thank you. I leave it at that. Now pick it from there. Yes. Or you want me to help you throw a stone? No, now. Honorable Waniki. Waniki, followed by Elizabeth Muli, followed by Francis Munyao, followed by Honorable Mutua Tivu and Cosmas Kaleli.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Hold on, Honorable Magriki. Honorable Galunda was before you.
Mr. Speaker, I'm raising.
Hold on.
On a point of information, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Minority Leader. You are magnanimous.
Yeah, we work together. Mr. Speaker, I'd like it to be clarified to this assembly, Mr. Speaker, whether the said document that were communicated from the EC and Finance, Mr. Speaker, were received by the clerk of the county assembly. Because we tend to be confused, Mr. Speaker. Yeah, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Oh, they are confused.
Honorable Manik.
Mr. Speaker, can it be clarified from the table office, Mr. Speaker, whether the document that you have said, which the chair budget is indicating that they requested for the document that were not supplied, and the report in the paper you are holding, Mr. Speaker, you are saying the documents were supplied to the county assembly. Can we get clarification whether the documents were received so that we can proceed and judge these people, Mr. Speaker? Number two, Mr. Speaker, look at the other side. Mr. Speaker, the leader of government business is not there. The deputy leader of government business is not there. The majority whip is not there. The other whip is not there, Mr. Speaker. You can see leadership here, Mr. Speaker. You can see. And we are debating a very serious document on a special sitting day. This is a special sitting day, not another day. But we don't have the leader majority, the deputy leader majority, all the whips are not in this house, Mr. Speaker. I don't know, Mr. Speaker, how we can interpret that.
You have representation on your side.
I don't know how we can interpret that, but Mr. Speaker, it speaks volumes, Mr. Speaker. You can see. Why are we here? Because we came for a special purpose, a very serious document affecting the people of Makueni.
I can see you are for.
Yes.
But Honorable Mas is not in.
And I'm here, Mr. Speaker. I'm also here, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. We are all of us.
To seeing you there.
We are all of us, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, if it is true that the documents were received, then I don't know how we are going to judge the budget committee.
Honorable Mwaki, I said that the documents referred to, and I read them, they were received in the county assembly on 12th of January. That information was requested by the committee. It's a letter signed by the clerk and as a schedule of requested information. Only ward schedules, I think, were not requested. But Waziri, in responding, supplied the ward schedule projects, pending bills, on-source revenue, incomplete projects, and so forth.
Then, Mr. Speaker, what I can say, Mr. Speaker, what I can say, the committee on budget has its own issues with the ECA finance, which is not related to us. Mr. Speaker, we came here to pass the ADP, but it seems they don't meet to discuss the document that they received. They never met, Mr. Speaker. Even when you gave them time to go and discuss they did not meet. They don't meet, Mr. Speaker. You can see even Honorable Mumuso sits in front here. He went to hide behind because he knows he has committed a crime, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you better make a ruling on what the committee of budget is supposed to do. You direct the House because we are wasting time. These people have a fight with the ECA finance. They have a fight. Who is fighting who? They are fighting. Why? You say that you don't receive the document. The documents were received by the county assembly. What can we say now, Mr. Speaker? And the leader of government business is not around. Who is going to direct the House, Mr. Speaker?
Honorable Elizabeth. Honorable Elizabeth Moli.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker.
Hold on, Honorable Elizabeth. Honorable members, I direct the clerk to submit the copies of the documents to be laid on this table for information of members. But the ward on-source revenue, the rest of the documents were laid. What was not submitted was, I think, the ward projects. So the ward projects should be... What is provided here is the pending bill only. There is no other ward projects. Now, listen to me. The ward projects are not in that document. Where are they? Hold on. But they were supplied by the executive committee member on 12th of January. Are we together? Now, let us make progress. I have directed that that document clerk be presented now so that it can be laid. Now you can contribute.
The joke is becoming more serious, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Kali, There was a member on the floor.
I am informing members, they don't have this document. They better listen to me because I have the document the speaker gave me. And I would not wish members to get more misinformation.
Honorable Kaleli.
Yes, I have the document.
Honorable Kaleli, I didn't give you a document. You came to my desk.
I sneaked.
And you ran away with my copy, which is okay, is public information. I did not give you. You came and before I realized you had gone with but you are making good use of it. Honorable Elizabeth Moli.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, sometimes I sit here and worry and get amused on what I hear go through my ears, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, if the same committee had requested for the information on 5th and the ECM responded on 12th, and they sat on the 16th, and they did not see this information, and it formed basis of why we could not have an ADP today, Honorable Speaker. It is, for me, from where I sit, why we do not have an ADP today is because the Committee on Budget has just decided so. So, Honorable Speaker, I am very disappointed today that we were to waste public funds to gazette a sitting, because we used the money of the people of Makueni to gazette this sitting. And Honorable Speaker, we could not proceed with any activity or agenda as highlighted in that gazette notice because the committee just decided not to look into the documents as shared by the ECM Finance. And if they did not receive the said letter in totality, then they should be telling us the response that was given to us and shared to us as a committee, as shared by the ECM on 12th, did not include the word project, so that now we would be asking ourselves who was sitting on this particular document and at what quarter. But if they received the letter from the ECM, they cannot now purport here that they do not have these specific word projects and they could not proceed with the ADP. So, Honorable Speaker, I will seek your indulgence that, yes, we need to now stand and be bold enough and say we have wasted the money of the people of Makueni as a house today and own that mistake, because we could not come sit here and not pass the ADP after gazettement that used public funds. Honorable Speaker, number 2, I want you to guide us going forward how we are going to deal with committees that decide to play around with the members of this county assembly. Because, Honorable Speaker, if you look at this house today, I can say we have started the year on a very high note. It's well attended. And then for us to come here and see the Committee on Budget playing around with us as members, we do not take that as very good for us, Honorable Speaker. And then finally, Honorable Speaker, as I finish, I want to plead with my minority whip that sometimes lack of information may lead us to talk and debate in a manner that, like he did, he was very angry with the ECM Finance because he thought this ECM has not given or furnished the committee with this information. And sometimes you may be forced to impute improper motive on a person who cannot defend themselves in this house. But then, you know, the problem is not the ECM for now. She may have her own flaws, but then she's not the problem at this point. It's the committee that is setting us back. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The Merit Party.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I have sat very keenly and very calmly when members were ventilating. Honorable Speaker, there are many things we need to put into perspective. Honorable Speaker, one, this special sitting was not planned in December. This special sitting was planned last week. That is when I was requested by the clerk to sign the request, Honorable Speaker. And our signatures were there with Honorable Leader of Majority, who happens to be a member of this committee on budgets, Honorable Speaker. But I want to also change the tune, Honorable Speaker. I'm told the only members who serve in that committee full-time is Honorable Dennis, the chair, and the honorable member, your honorable member, Honorable Mutuko Muso, Honorable Speaker. Those are the only members who serve in this committee. And they are always in this assembly. In fact, before, I used to see Honorable Dennis not being very serious. But I can tell you, Honorable Speaker, he only wants to compensate with the big efforts he has put in this committee by just taking things very easily, Honorable Speaker. Because the other members have run away. All other members. And you've been told, Honorable Speaker, most of the members come from the Committee on Selection. Except myself and Honorable Kali, any other member comes from the Committee on Selection, Honorable Speaker. But they have turned to be saboteurs. Saboteurs of this county government, saboteurs of this county of Makueni, the great county of Makueni, the county number one, Honorable Speaker, and left that job to the Honorable Chair and Honorable Muso. It happens also, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Muso was the first chair of the Committee on Budget for this county. So, two chairs, one emeritus and the current sitting, Honorable Speaker, they are the only people who are serving this county, Honorable Speaker. And that's why you see we have a lot of problems here, because the members have chosen not to be coming for these sittings. Honorable Speaker, I remember these members delayed other budgets and other important documents to be served in this assembly because they wanted extra days to sit in extra days outside the presence of this assembly, Honorable Speaker. It has been detrimental, Honorable Speaker, to the progress of this county assembly and also the county, Honorable Speaker. That is number one. So it is a huge choice for us to make. We do not know how to make it because when you look at the front benches, the majority leadership, because they belong to a different camp in that majority party, Honorable Speaker, they have chosen also not to support the people of Makueni, led by the Honorable Leader of Minority, with his deputy, the bishop, the majority whip, and also the deputy majority whip. They come from the same ward. At least sometimes Honorable Deputy Majority Whip wants to come, but he is called to be given other instructions to leave this assembly, Honorable Speaker, so that they serve the interests of reneging the efforts and disparaging the efforts of this assembly, Honorable Speaker. We must make a choice. And it is also for them to make a choice. I want to also agree with sentiments from even this side, Honorable Speaker. Even when Honorable Chalomo was not leading our side, Honorable Speaker. You could tell Honorable Chalomo was leading in front, Honorable Speaker. He was here for the governor. He was here for the people of Makueni. He was here for the county assembly of Makueni. But we've not seen that since somebody else came in and took over, Honorable Speaker. I don't want to ask them to change their leadership. But you need to look at what is happening. In 18 months' time, Honorable Speaker, we will be going to election. The first person who should defend his seat is His Excellency the Governor of Makueni, Honorable Speaker. The strategy on the other side, Honorable Speaker, not all of them, but some members of the leadership, and especially the top leadership of this assembly, Honorable Speaker, from the majority side, Honorable Speaker, is to disparage, is to slow down the county governor from delivering to the people of Makueni. If he doesn't deliver for the people of Makueni, Honorable Speaker, most of them will go home. And of course, my party will be very strong because we don't have a government, Honorable Speaker. So if you do not help your governor, we have been helping the governor ourselves, the leadership from this side, Honorable Speaker, we are all of us. Honorable Masi is here, Honorable Chief Whip is here, the Deputy Leader is here, Honorable Kawembe was here, Honorable Speaker, and Honorable Makombe is here. And you will see, Honorable Makombe is always here. Other members do not come, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Member for Chap Chap, the newest member, has always been coming here to support the business of this assembly. When we come here, Honorable Speaker, I understand. The other side want to slow us down. Honorable Speaker, before we conclude, before we adjourned, the first week of December, Honorable Speaker, because the discussion was to make sure that we passed the ADP, Honorable Speaker, the leadership of the majority side left, and we were left without quorum, Honorable Speaker. Luckily, the adjournment motion doesn't even require you to have any quorum, because it's a procedural
confine
motion.
yourself to ADP.
Honorable Speaker, because I'm a leader, I'm speaking to many facts. I will not constrain myself to this, because that's why you gave me at the last one, because I listened to all members, Honorable Speaker.
There are 5 more after.
Okay, thank you, but that's why I did not repeat myself. I saw Honorable Makombe was repeating himself. Honorable Musso was always all over the place. Honorable Speaker, I kept myself. I kept mum so that I can consolidate my staff, Honorable Speaker. I would have even been through by now.
Okay.
Honorable Speaker, when you look at all these things, all these are very serious matters. I'm not just the member for Kikumbulu South.
You're a big
I'm
leader.
leading this side.
Honorable Kalunda.
Yeah?
Don't finish. Airtime for others.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
You have an opportunity to come back to close.
No, I don't need that, because I've looked at my watch.
So allow others.
25 minutes. I
Allow
want to finish in the next 2 minutes, Honorable Speaker. I would even have been through by now. Honorable Speaker, I started by saying this was not an impromptu session. This is a session which we planned for a long time, but the moment we were given the request, I believed the Honorable Leader of Majority, since he is a member of this committee, they were through with ADP. Because my biggest issue is to make sure those documents pass before time. Honorable Speaker, in the last regime, where Professor Kibwana, also coming from our good party, I was in charge of those affairs. And I used to make sure, even while I was a minority whip, Honorable Speaker, I used to make sure those documents are adhered to. Those timelines are adhered to, Honorable Speaker. And you could even tell I was speaking to the chair all the time to make sure at least those things come up and they are sorted as early as possible. Why doesn't the other side, the leadership of the other side, take responsibility and help us to achieve these things within time, Honorable Speaker? Now we have CSPC in February, and which is supposed to be executed before the end of February, Honorable Speaker. We will not be able to do that.
Thank you.
Because this will be dragged into February, mid-February 2020.
Fair enough.
So, Honorable Speaker, I want to stop at that because I can see you didn't want me to speak my mind, but I have to speak for the people of Makueni. Honorable Speaker, I do not speak for the youths of this county. I will have done a lot of injustice, Honorable Speaker. I have to speak for the youth. Those youths are expecting this county to make these budgets aligned, these documents aligned, so that they get their empowerment, so that they get their internships. You remember we had a very big delegation from the student leadership, and we were not able to even sort that because of the budgets, Honorable Speaker. If we execute these documents as early as possible, it means we will be able to discuss, we will be able to even lobby for more funds for the youth of this county, and that way we will have invested in the future of this county. Allow me to end it at that, but I want to appreciate those members who have come out to show leadership, like the United States President, who is showing a lot of leadership, and he will take over the whole world. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable.
Honorable Tivo.
Honorable Speaker, it's my humble request, Honorable Speaker, that you use your powers and direct the Committee on Liaison to investigate this committee on budget, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I was sitting with Honorable Francis and indicated that that document was not provided to them. But the Speaker's document.
It wasn't.
Also, Honorable Speaker, if we are to go by time frame, Honorable Speaker, the ADP was tabled on October, I think 6th. They are communicating to the Waziri on January 5th. That's 2 months. And Honorable Speaker, if they say they had communicated to the Waziri, we need to see documents. If the Waziri did not respond, we deal with the Waziri. But if they did not communicate to the Waziri, you need to order the Committee on Liaison to investigate this committee, Honorable Speaker. We have been arguing. Honorable Speaker, last time, they went to Machakos for like a week. They did not come with the supplementary budget, Honorable Speaker. So, Honorable Speaker, we are just joking. And it's a committee of the leadership and who is doing this assembly, Honorable Speaker. We are going to bring a motion here to dismantle that committee, Honorable Speaker, if you allow us, because the committee is joking with us. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Now, honorable members, this document, this document which was laid by the chair, it has all attachments, pending bills, OSR, budget ceilings, and the documents attached here, they are also being requested, the recommendations. But that aside, the only document which is not attached here, it's not a recommendation.
It's general.
No. Chair, what we said, whether the information on pending bills, OSR, budget ceilings, and ward projects was ever supplied to the County Assembly. Was ever. And we went up to Machakos and you indicated no. Then when I perused, Honorable, it's good to be fair on people, Chair, it's good. Just a minute. Can I inform you, and we'll go to records. You talked about Waziri, and I perused the document. I've checked with the Office of the Clerk. The ward projects, together with these other attachments, they were supplied on 12th of January to the County Assembly. Now, Chair, listen. What I'm trying to say is that don't blame Waziri because the document crossed the gate and has been around. Whether the document reached your committee or it was somewhere is another story. So blame should not go to the executive committee member for not submitting the document. I hope I'm very clear on that. Honorable Francis Mwanya, I will give you an opportunity now. Honorable Francis, then Chair Budget.
Honorable Speaker, I wish now to withdraw my statement because I had some interest with the chair, but I'm reading some other underlying issues which will have further to engage the committee and understand better why they cannot only adhere to those simple instructions that have been issued and the reason behind the entire committee on budgets. Only Honorable Francis Musso and Honorable Dennis were able to come, and Honorable who left mysteriously from this assembly. So I rest my case. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, there's a saying, I'll give you an opportunity because there's a saying that says that to finish the story is going to the young man's place. That one. This document was received on 12th of January, and the document, including all the attachments, including the word, OSR, everything, chair budget, please listen. Maybe there's information that has not been supplied to you as a chair, but was received. Are you getting my point? On 12th of January, the County Executive Member of Finance supplied all the attachments as you had requested, including the ward projects. The same day, the information was forwarded to one Stephen Musyoki and one Griffin Mutev. Same day.
general. It's not specific. It's not costed.
Now, the question is this, honorable members. If the executive committee members applied projects to you and they were not satisfactory, we can't say they were not supplied. We will say they were supplied, they were not satisfactory, we requested for details. What we may not allow here, honorable members, is to indicate the executive committee member did not supply. You should indicate what was supplied was not sufficient. I asked whether that schedule of what project has ever been seen. I was told no. Until it was clarified to me and emails are there, the information was supplied. So we leave it at that, honorable members, and we make progress. You wanted which word? What? Mavindini? No, Mavindini, the first one. It's the first project. I'm just giving a sample how they are. I don't want to go to, I'm not interested in a member's word. I'm giving how they are structured. Mavindini, project description, agricultural extension officers to provide farming. No, this is not it. Yes. Subsidized farm inputs to all farmers. Construction of workshop at Mavindini CCTI. Construction of a workshop at Ivinganzia CCTI. Kandhuni ECD, construction of 2-number classroom. Ilumani ECD, in Mavindini Ward again, construction of ECD, 10,000 liter, description is given. Ad Mavindini continues with the renovation of fencing dispensary, equipping of La Mavindini, toilet Kandhuni, survey of public land, survey kwa Kimote, rehabilitation of gullies and whatever, and the list as over Aumen as 27 projects. Followed by Mbitini. Mbitini has so many distribution of input, avocado seeds, pesticides, vaccine, construction of boarding facilities, upgrading of fencing renovation of Mutiambua Library, leveling of Chumbe Playground, leveling of Maroni Playground, leveling on the Munjani Playground, Mutiambua PW Center, and so forth, about 29. So let us leave it at that. But this schedule doesn't have a cost, but the schedule as projected. Now, may we rest this matter. Honorable members, this is the document that was applied with the attachments on 12th of February, conveyed to the Secretariat, both of them, both Griffins and Steve. How it did reach the committee, and the committee had a sitting at least last week, I don't know. But, okay, I hear you.
All the committees are not present in this house, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed on.
We should not be bullied. Mr. Speaker, I want to put the record very straight. I have said, and I want to repeat in this house, that that document was not availed. Neither by Stephen nor by the ECM. Because what we did, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order. Honorable Fernando Munyao, I have said this, and I would not like us to condemn someone who is not here. I have a letter from a county minister for finance. The first document is Department of Finance, Board Public Participation Proposed Project, County Annual Development Plan, 2026, August 2025. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
Can you say that the document was not relayed to you internally?
Thank you.
I have clarified to you the documents left the office of the clerk the same day to the Secretariat. But Waziri had no business on presenting.
Mr. Speaker, let me accept for the sake of it.
Not for the sake, if it's for the sake. No, let us be
Thank
very
you,
clear.
let me accept. Thank you, we received the document. We received the document. Mr. Speaker, what we want, or rather what the committee wanted to bring to the attention of the members is that there is a table. And that table, nobody has bothered even to ask what is on the table, because all the members do not have this document, Mr. Speaker. The table, in that particular table, we are supposed to have the sub-program, the project name and the location, that is ward, sub-county, county-wide, yeah? And then you are supposed to have description of the activities which are going to be done, estimated costs in terms of millions or whatever, source of funds, time frame, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4, and then performance indicator, targets, status that is new or ongoing, and implementing agency. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, we do not have a problem with, Mr. Speaker, we do not have a problem with whether we received or not. Let us forget about that. But Mr. Speaker, I gave a question to the members. Because if you go through that document, Mr. Speaker, it is very malicious. Because I do not understand how in a particular ward you can give projects and avoid infrastructure, that is roads, among other things, Mr. Speaker. I do not even understand how can you give projects and in particular in some of the wards you avoid water. Mr. Speaker, this is something that needs to catch the eye or even the attention of the members, Mr. Speaker. And that's why we are saying, let us be cautious when we are going for this public participation, because we have agreed we must go back there. And again, Mr. Speaker, we must also agree where we are going to start the public participation. Is it at the cluster level or at the ward level? If it's at the ward level, let us agree. If it's at the cluster, let us agree. Because I can see a trap somewhere. There's a trap somewhere for all of us, Mr. Speaker. I know, I'm an assistant member, I know there's a trap. And when members will get this list or schedule of the projects within their particular wards, they'll know there's a trap. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
It's a trap. Information. Honorable Speaker, I wish to take you to Emali Mulala because I'm here. What has been projected here is not a priority to the people. Because I'm seeing provision on dopers, Honorable Speaker, right? I am seeing drift in Ngeza, which is in this annual budget. I'm seeing twin workshop, which has been constructed. I'm seeing, and there is no money for transport for roads. Honorable Speaker, this is a trap. Whoever is defending the ECM, that treasury, head of treasury is the problem. Because who gave us this information? We are not part of, this is what will constitute the ceilings, Honorable Speaker. If the ceilings will be constituted by this information, then we will have the wrong document, Honorable Speaker. We will not have the right budget. I think the budget committee is on point. Someone is playing with this Honorable House. And as Speaker, you must give us space, because someone must not joke with the Assembly. We have our mandates. How can someone place a project that has been completed as a projection of the next financial year? Someone is talking about buying dopers. For how many people will you buy dopers for? No, Honorable Speaker, no. We can't agree with this information. We require some more time to interrogate the information, take it back to the people, and we get the priorities of the people, not the priority of the ECM, Honorable Speaker. No,
very well.
Can't agree.
For the first time, I can see Chair Budget is smiling. Yes, Honorable Gamunyi.
But you don't know how many, for how many people, what is the cost. So you want the chair to bring such a document here, which was not tabled here.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I can see we have gone round and round the whole day. And at the end of the day, I'm seeing we are leaving this house without anything. Mr. Speaker, from where we have reached, you can see very clearly that our people, even what you are reading there, they were misguided. They were not guided properly in what they were giving. They were just proposing projects without prioritizing. And Mr. Speaker, when you say we are going to go and do joint public participation, we might be treading on a very dangerous zone, Mr. Speaker. If clearly what we have, actually the information was not given to our people clearly on what they were supposed to do in terms of prioritizing the project, let us agree as a house, Mr. Speaker, we start from the scratch. We start from the cluster level. Let the people give project as per priority in the area. Let us move to the ward, the way it's supposed to be done, and we come to conclude the way we are supposed to do. Because, Mr. Speaker, when you say we go as a joint public participation, we go to the ward level, and you realize some people did not prioritize those projects at cluster level. Mr. Speaker, it will be very dangerous for us. And we cannot come here to approve projects that have not been prioritized by our people. So let us agree on what we are going to do, because by now, we don't have an NDP, we have nothing to approve. Let us agree on the way forward, where we are going to start, how it is going to be done, and the issue of joint, let us do it separately. The joint one, it might be very dangerous for us. I can tell you. Let us agree here. Let that public participation be done properly, the way we normally do for other budget processes. And from there, it will come to us. We also take it to the people and agree the way we do. Then from there, we pass the ADP. Because here I can see there is a route we are going to be taken, which is very dangerous. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, that notwithstanding, the chairperson has supplied information on the status of ADP. Order member from Bitini. As to whether, Chair Liason, we will approach this public participation jointly or as an assembly, is not cast on stone. It's up to members to discuss. As to whether to start from cluster, sub-ward up to ward, or at the ward, again, is a matter that can be discussed and be determined. Of critical to note is that the PP, the document was not presented together with ADP on ward projects. The document was supplied on 12th of January after they are requested, and therefore Waziri did not submit the document in time with the rest of the documents as they ought to have been. And then two, Chair, I have seen the recommendations that you've made. Members have noted, and they will continue to note. I direct that you take responsibility of this and ensure that the issues that you've raised other than the public's participation are complied with. Honorable members, as it is, you take note that there's no way the ADP would have been ready without public participation on the ward projects, because if indeed what I've read as an example and what the Mulale Mali has read as an example from his ward is what is to be proposed. If you pass an ADP, without a counter public participation, you may end up having so many programs that may conflict between the electorate, the county executive, and the members of the county assembly. Honorable members, it is not a privilege, but if you read the County Governments Act, and for those who feel that we came here for an ADP and we have not done so much, yes, it might be, but not as such. One of the roles and at Section 8 of the County Governments Act is one is to vet nominees and appoint them for public offices, to perform roles under Article 185, which is oversight, representation, and legislation. Now, County Governments Act went further to provide another direct function. Section 8C. The County Assembly shall approve the expenditure, approve budget and the expenditure of the county government in accordance with Article 207 of the Constitution and the legislation contemplated in Article 220, which is PFM of the Constitution, guided by Article 201 and 203 of the Constitution on Transparency. So there's a specific mandate of the County Assembly to consider to approve budgets and other expenditure policies, including approving borrowing and the development plan and perform other roles. So in this ADP discourse, is either you get it right or you get it wrong forever. The first document which will inform the budget ceiling of fiscal strategy paper, and it will inform the estimates and the projects. So if the executive has introduced projects at this primary stage, it is proper then that you agree with the executive and the citizens on what is viable for the people that you represent. And therefore, Chairperson and the committee, we can't go beyond the period that you have indicated here that you'll conduct public participation. So, Chair Eliasson, we need your intervention to liaise with the Chairperson Budget and Committee, the Office of the Clerk, and then properly streamline that public participation exercise. 2, let us then get to know whether that public participation is for assembly or assembly and executive joint. That is a determination for members after you weigh all the merits versus the demerits. Honorable members, what is important is that these issues are coming at an early stage at ADP, and there's still time to improve. Yes, we may not have an ADP, but why have a misleading one? We would rather delay. What is important is that before 28th of February, we should have the ADP approved, because the fiscal strategy paper should be based on the approved annual development plan. Honorable members, we have 4 minutes to 3 minutes to time. Majority Whip, you are insisting. Minority Whip, you are insisting to speak. I'll give you an opportunity. I do not know whether there's another member who has.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
After you, I will allow the Chairperson, Budget and Appropriation, to make his remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, just something to note for this House. When you are talking about budgeting process, Mr. Speaker, we are very sure, as per the Constitution, that by the end of Feb, we should have our ADP at place. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, just the way you have said, it is very important that the Chair liaison with the Chair Budget, and also we members, we need now to move with speed, because by the end of Feb, then it means that we are not able to go through the process as per the PP and other activities in between. Then what has been brought before this House stands to take effect, which I think, to me, Mr. Speaker, then it is totally against the wishes of this House and also against the wish of the people of Makueni. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chairperson Budget.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I just want to pass this information to the Honorable House, that if we identify the projects and the projects at this early age, whereby we have the costing, we have the specific project and the program, it will help us a lot when it comes to budget estimate, because it will be just it will be like copying the count annual development plan to the budget estimate, also to count fiscal strategy paper, and then the engineers and those who collect data will do it earlier, because we have done specification of the project, the costing of project, it has been done at ADP. So from now, when that ADP has been approved, you will find that those data can be collected. By the time we come to the end of 30th June, the cabinet papers can be ready to be submitted to the governor for approval and all that. So there is a good reason why the Control of Budget saw that it is wise to have specific project with the costing and where it will be done and where the source of funding will be coming from, so that we can move smoothly through the count fiscal strategy paper and the budget estimate. Therefore, Honorable Speaker and the Honorable House, we must be very careful with ADP projects, not just a general statement without costing, without specific. And these people were giving needs, and some will just quote something which has been already done, or was something which is in the other budget, the previous budget. So we, Honorable Speaker, I will urge the members, let us take this exercise seriously, and that is why the ECM agreed and said that we should go do budget project identification from the public participation. We do the costing so that we can have it in the ADP, which will transit to count fiscal strategy paper and budget estimate. So one, We'll kill, with this annual development plan, we kill 3 birds with 1 stone. And that is the reason why we should have it right, count annual development plan. We should not rush to have NDP, where else the NDP, by the way, it doesn't have the timelines. The timelines are just set by maybe what we call common sense, that 20th, the count fiscal strategy paper should be in place. So by count fiscal strategy paper, when it's supposed to be brought, it should have the information from the ADP. So Honorable House, we have time, we have 1 month, we can do it, and come up with a document which will make the people of Makueni boast about their projects, and the project implementation will be done in advance, or not in advance, will be done as early as possible, because everything has been set by the ADP. That's what I can tell you, honorable members. So let us be serious on this matter, on the project identification, costing of these projects, and matching with the ward kit, not to have like 25 projects which is not costed and which may not match with ward kit. So, Honorable Speaker, I think that is my submission, and the reason why we have this document the way it is and the way it has been stipulated by the circular. Thank you.
Order, honorable members. Order, honorable minority leader. You started very well. Don't finish badly. A phone call. MNA. Honorable members, time now being 17:00 hours. The assembly starts and adjourned until Monday, 9th of February 2026 at 14:30 hours.